Welcome, everyone. Welcome to day one of the Clean Carbs Challenge. We're excited to have you here, either live or watching the replay. So today we're diving into day one of the Clean Carbs Challenge. And why am I encouraging you to eat clean carbs? Number one, I find that so many people try to avoid carbs. They think that if they eat carbs, they're going to gain weight, but nothing could be further from the truth. The real fact is that we do not gain weight from eating clean carbs. They are healthy and delicious and nutritious. One thing that's amazing about most of our clean carbs, like brown rice and quinoa, sweet potatoes, barley, a lot of these clean carbs are really high in B vitamins, which means that they nourish the nervous system, and that in turn keeps us calmer. So I don't know about you, but I could certainly use some more calm in my life. Now, when you add in your clean carbs, especially at lunchtime, you're going to be satisfied a lot longer. So that is another key into your weight loss success. Because if we're not eating a full meal at lunch and dinner, invariably we will be overly hungry in between meals. We'll be reaching for snacks. We'll be wanting to snack after dinner, or especially at lunch, if you only eat a light lunch and you're missing your carbs, you might tend to overeat at dinner because you're overly hungry. So I highly encourage you to add in your clean carbs. Today, we're just going to go quickly through some of the best clean carbs that you can eat and a little bit of the benefits with them. So number one is brown rice. We keep our brown rice in a big jar. We buy it in bulk at the health food store. So why brown rice instead of white rice? So brown rice, all the nutrients are in the outer shell, right? So when back in the day, everyone ate brown rice, and then some of the wealthy people, it's like, oh, if we polish them and take off the outer edge, it'll be white. Oh, and won't we feel good because we're eating this white, pure grain? And that became the thing of refining grains, which was a detriment to our health going forward, 100%. So when you are eating brown rice in its whole state, you have way more fiber, you have way more nutrients, vitamins, minerals, and that keeps us satisfied, especially the fiber, right? It's so good for us. So I don't know about you, but when I eat something with white rice, say we have sushi, I'm hungry about an hour or two later. But when I have brown rice, I am satisfied so much longer. Next on our little clean carbs is quinoa, tiny little seeds. So quinoa is amazing. I love quinoa because it's super versatile and it also cooks up in only 15 minutes, whereas brown rice can take about 45 minutes. So quinoa, if you think of it, a little seed, all of our seeds have to grow an entire plant. So they are powerhouses of nutrients. Quinoa is one of the whole grains that's highest in protein of any other healthy carb. There is 8 grams of protein in a half a cup of cooked quinoa. So it's really high compared to the other ones. And quinoa can be used hot in a soup or as a side dish. You can allow it to cool and you can have it as a salad, adding in veggies and salad dressing and your protein. It makes a super easy, healthy, delicious meal. So one thing that I often do in the morning when I'm eating breakfast, I'll put on a pot of quinoa and then that will be ready for my lunch. I'll take the whole pot, put it right into the fridge, and at lunchtime, throw in my veggies, salad dressing, protein on the side, and it takes literally minutes to throw together a healthy lunch when you have your clean carbs ready to go. That's the key. Planning is the key to your success. Now, there's also wild rice, something that I don't eat very often, but a lot of people love, and that's also a super healthy, nutritious, clean carb. Next, we have sweet potatoes, right? Sweet potatoes are so good for us. All of our orange foods are anti-inflammatory. So sweet potatoes are also high in beta carotene, and that's good for our eyesight and good for so many things. Super, super high in fiber, sweet potatoes. So don't ignore your sweet potatoes, have them often. Potatoes, a lot of people think the potatoes are the enemy, but that's again wrong unless they're piled high with butter and sour cream. So potatoes, if you buy organic, you can keep the skin on. The skin is super high in B6 and potassium. So potatoes are really great. Next, we have barley. So barley is a grain that most people might not think about using that much. I love to use barley when I'm making pea soup or lentil soup or things like that. Again, there are different kinds of barley. This is, you can see potted barley, pot barley. So pot barley is the same as Scotch barley. That means it's intact, it's whole, it hasn't been polished, so much more nutrient dense. Then you can also buy pearled barley. Pearled barley has been polished, so they've taken off all of the outer edge, losing a lot of the nutrient density. So add a little, if you want, to a dish as a side dish. A little goes a long way, right? If in a big, huge pot of soup, I'll add like 1/3 of a cup of barley only. It expands to absorb a lot of the liquid, so don't use too much. But it's super economical. Like most of these clean carbs are very economical, especially barley. It costs like pennies a serving. And then next for our pasta, bread, and cereal. There's so many different varieties of pasta we can buy. I know this is hard to see, but anyways, this is a brown rice pasta. Sometimes you can find pasta made with quinoa or quinoa and brown rice mixture. I'm finding kamut pasta. I used to be able to find it easily. Now I cannot find it. So if you can, let me know. But I love kamut pasta as well. There are gluten-free pastas. There are pastas made with chickpeas and other beans. So you're getting a double whammy of tons of protein and you're getting your good carbs at the same time. So I know a lot of you might be saying about portion-wise for pasta, you really want or used to having bigger portion size, whereas for our purposes, you want to have only half a cup. And I know that's not a lot, but still, when you're having good protein, half your plate veggies, and your half a cup carbs, you should be really satisfied by the end of that meal. And if you're talking about pasta, again, you're like, half a cup, that's nothing. But some of my clients are like, yay, I'm so happy I don't have to completely cut out carbs because I thought I did. So having half a cup is satisfying. And again, when we make a pasta dinner, it's all about a primavera with a ton of veggies, our protein, maybe leftover chicken or something like that. And the pasta is more like a side dish, not the whole main meal. It's not necessary. And then there's also, this is a great cereal. I think it might be backwards. So kamut cereal by Nature's Path is an amazing cereal because of the nutrient quality of kamut. And you might ask me, Sue-Ann, what's wrong with wheat? Why can't I have shredded wheat or, shreddies or my cereal like that? Number one, the thing is with wheat has been hybridized, manipulated, modified, transformed. It used to be a healthy grain, but because they've transformed it so much, they want it to produce twice as fast, twice as big. It's not the healthy grain that it used to be. So we are fortunate to be able to find a lot of our products, cereals, sometimes bread, sometimes pasta, made with kamut or spelt. And these are still a kind of wheat. So if you're celiac, you can't eat them, but they are healthy grains. So they have so much more nutrient density. They have way more protein, vitamins and minerals, and healthy fats. So a little goes a long way. You have one piece of kamut bread, you will be satisfied a very long time compared to wheat, which usually makes you bloated and doesn't keep you satisfied more than an hour or so. So try to find the cereal if you can. You can have like a cup of it in the morning with some berries or banana, a little bit of maybe almond milk, and it will keep you satisfied all the way till lunch. So finally, for the bread, it depends on what area you live in. Those of you living near Montreal or on the island of Montreal, we do have some companies that make kamut bread. You can probably find them at your health food store or maybe in the healthy section of your grocery store. Those are my clients living in the US. Sometimes it's hard to find, or in smaller towns further off the beaten track. So you can also use rye bread if you can't find kamut or spelt. So yeah, that's it. I hope this is helpful to you. If you have any questions, you can write them below, or if you're watching the replay, just click reply and send me your questions. And tomorrow we'll be talking about how to make your healthy, clean carbs taste delicious. So be sure to join us then. Thanks for watching and have a great day.